partner one, partner two instead of bride and groom. And it's like, it's such small things that like really most people wouldn't even think about it. But to the people that like it applies to, it really does mean the world. And it can signify someone who is safe versus someone who is just maybe doing it to make a few extra dollars.
Hello and welcome to episode 276 of the Wisdom and the Tangents podcast. If you're new around here, welcome. Thanks for being here. I am John Mansfield. I'm your host. I am a wedding and commercial photographer. I'm also a business coach, and I help creative entrepreneurs like yourself to build a community around you, to grow your business up, and to create the lifestyle that you've always dreamed of. And part of that is through this podcast. I share expertise and experiences and funny little quips from throughout the years of being in business and just navigating the ever-changing market and marketing strategies and sales and social media and all of the things. And I also have special guests come on. And today I have a special guest. We are chatting with Lillian Henke, and we are talking about the difference between being inclusive in your brand and the way that you interact with people and the way that you show up, and just being accepting of other people, especially the queer community. And we also talk about her upcoming queer-focused retreat for photographers in Phoenix, Arizona. The dates have changed a little bit. I think we talked about the spring or sometime this summer or something. I don't remember the dates that we talked about in the show, but just whenever you hear us talking about dates or times for the Phoenix, Arizona workshop retreat, it is just in your mind, just dub that over with September 22nd through the 24th, because that is when this is. September 22nd through the 24th of 2026. And I'll pop back in about where you can go. There's links in the show notes and stuff. But at the end of the episode, I will also share a little bit. But before we get into my conversation with Lillian, I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor for today's episode, and that is Imagine AI. If you are looking to gain back time in your day, in your business, to be able to do all the many things that we need to do as entrepreneurs, Imagine AI is the way to go. They have saved me. They did like a fun Spotify wrapped kind of thing, but it was Imagine wrapped, and they saved me over 83 hours of editing last year, which was 83 hours well spent doing other things for my business, and also like being able to relax, take a few hours off, go to like baseball games and fun things. So check out Imagine AI. They are linked in the show notes. You can get 1,500 images edited for free whenever you sign up using my code and link, allherphoto.com/AI. All right, now let's get into my conversation with Lillian Henke. Lillian, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you here and excited for our conversation today.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm also excited for this conversation. I'm just so excited. Yeah.
I love. So I'm really loving Threads because that's how we met pretty recently, which is great. I don't know. I like the algorithm over there because it's just like a lot of like-minded people, I guess, maybe, which maybe is not always the best for algorithms, for like-minded little bubbles, but it's always stuff that I'm interested in, and people I'm just like, ooh, yeah, I'll just chat here, and like I'll leave a comment here, and it's really great. I'm really enjoying. I was never like a Twitter person back.
No, I wasn't either.
Pre-X days. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask because
I fear I'm too young to really remember Twitter being like pre-X. I mean, like I remember it existing, but like I'm 21. I turn 22 next month. So like it's not
Yeah.
it wasn't like a huge thing. So
No, no. And I remember, I'm a little bit older. Uh, I remember Twitter being like the big thing in like
mm,
2012 and stuff like that, where
yeah, that
everyone was
was
just all over Twitter. And I was like, this isn't for me.
yeah.
I was very much on Instagram and just posting photos of my dog and food
Yep.
and occasionally my photography stuff. But yeah, so I was never really on Twitter. So whenever Threads came around, I was like, okay, I'm like learning.
Yeah.
Like, should I just dump every single thought into here or
That's
just
what
like
I do.
jump in?
It's not so much on my photography page, but I have another business. I'm a virtual assistant for photographers, and that page gets literally any thought that has possibly popped into my head ever. Like it's so bad.
Yeah, but I love that because like there's another photographer, Jamie Tobin, who's been on the podcast before, and like she and I like our music tastes are pretty much like a Venn diagram like circle,
Oh, that's
and
perfect.
like anytime either of us put lyrics on Threads, the other one is like in there within 5 minutes saying the
I
next
love
line.
that.
But yeah, I'm glad that Threads connected us and that we can chat today. Give the listeners a little background about you, and you mentioned you're a photographer, virtual assistant. What all you do and where you're based?
Yeah, so I am based in Phoenix, Arizona. I actually just moved here back in September, so still pretty new to the area. I'm a virtual assistant, and then I'm also a queer focused wedding photographer. That's not saying that like I wouldn't shoot straight couples, but like my focus is definitely on like the queer community.
Yeah,
Um, I started my VA business when I was 18, and I was focused on photographers just because like as cliche as this sounds, like I love love and I love to like I just love it. And I've always gotten along like super well with photographers for some reason. So that was my niche. And then it's actually I'm very, very new to like the actual like being a photographer. I started in April of last year, so it's hasn't even been a whole year yet. And it's incredible the way that it like has really taken off because like I have weddings booked for next year. I've been second shooting. Like I've gone to three different photography retreats, and then now I'm hosting my own, which is kind of what we're about to get into. So
yeah,
um, yeah, and it's just kind of like all kind of gone from there. And I like if you would have told me a year ago this is where I would be right now, I would have laughed in your face. There was like this was so far from being on my radar that I was like, no, I
yeah.
would never do that. And now I took a trip to California and I bought like a cheap little camera and I was like, hey, I like this. I'm gonna do this. So I bought a better camera and I just started asking questions and going down the infinite rabbit hole that is the internet. So
Yeah, yeah, that's the way to do it. Asking questions and just improving and trying and then adjusting and
hmm,
keep on going.
yeah.
I feel like for me, I remember like the early, probably like first year or two that I had photographed a wedding. I did like a small elopement, like 10 people, but I was
Mhm.
there for 10 hours that day. And
Oh
it
wow.
was, it was, it was a lot. There was a lot of traveling too.
Yeah.
But that was like my first full wedding and I loved it. And I also cliche like love. And I was just like, oh, okay, this will be cool. But I was so like in my head and like nervous about like failing because I'm still a recovering perfectionist. So
Mm.
I was just like, well, I can't do this because what if it doesn't work out? And I love that you're just like, I like this. Let's go for
It's
it.
it's like my key defining like personality trait. Like if you've talked to anyone who knows me for any period of time, like the second I have an idea, I'm like, this is what we're doing now. And it's actually for better or worse, it's a blessing and a curse because sometimes I like way overextend myself and I'm like, because I'm doing so many things, because every single time I have an idea, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it has been amazing because like I hear all the time, like online and on social media, where it's like, don't wait to be ready, just do it now, which is like amazing advice for most people. But for me, I'm like, that's not the problem. I need to slow down
Yeah.
and think about it for a second.
Yeah. I am doing
So,
too much.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a good balance. There's
Yeah.
people like the perfectionists like myself of just like I can't do this unless it's perfect, that need to like get kicked out of their seats and just be like, just step out there and try it. Like
Yeah.
go do it. If you fail, like learn from it. It's not actually a failure, it's just a learning experience, and then you can move on from there. Uh, and then others that are just like, okay, maybe reining in a little
Maybe
bit.
chill a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm really excited to chat about the workshop that you're planning, which is really cool to be doing that like within a year of starting photography. um like what I know that it's Desert Haze, right?
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
name. Okay. I kept thinking like Dream Haze, and I was like, that's not it. And then whenever I wrote out desert earlier, I did two S's because I'm always thinking of dessert.
Dessert. Same
Yeah,
thing, really.
which would also be a great workshop.
I
Very
would go
soon.
to that for sure.
Yeah, food photography. I'm down.
Yeah,
Um,
literally say less.
yes, yes. That can be like the sister workshop
Yeah,
to yours.
for
Like
sure.
we're gonna be photographing people over here, and then we're gonna eat a bunch of snacks. But tell me a little bit about like how Desert Haze came to be, why you wanted to start it, and like just kind of like what you're doing with Desert Haze.
Yeah, so it started off as I was going to do like a really small, well, okay, let me back up a little bit. So, like I said, I really wanted to focus on queer couples. One, because it's just so underrepresented in the wedding space. And I think a
Hmm.
huge part of that is because it hasn't been welcome in the wedding space for very long. Like queer couples have not
No.
been welcome in the wedding space for, it's only been what, 11 years now? And it was
Yeah,
just like they almost fucking overturned it.
they
Like
almost
I don't.
overturned it last year. Yeah.
So it's crazy underrepresented. And no offense to you, I don't like most men, and I don't particularly enjoy being
Same,
around straight
actually.
men. So I'm like, how can I do this and not be around straight men?
Uh-huh.
And so I started looking for like queer styled shoots, and I could not find any. I went to one in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is about 2 hours from where I live. I don't know if you know Tess Gearhart, but she put it on. And but it's still like there what there was a gay couple, a lesbian couple, and then a straight couple. So like queer couples still weren't like the whole focus.
Hmm.
But I did get to get a lot of like great work for my portfolio and connect with a lot of like really inclusive and open-minded photographers, which was great. Um, but I just was searching and I could not find anything that was like specifically queer focused and specifically for like couples wanting, or not couples, sorry, photographers wanting to build like their portfolio of queer couples.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was like, well, if I can't find it, I guess I'm gonna make it. So, and that's exactly what I did. So it was supposed to be just like one elopement shoot, and it was just going to be really small. Maybe a couple of local photographers could join me, like very, very little. And then, like, the more that I thought about it, the more ideas I had, and the more I was like, oh, I want to bring in this person. And like I said, I just moved here, and so like I don't have a lot of connections in this area yet. And so I
Hmm.
was like, well, this can take out two birds with one stone. I can, connect with other vendors in the area. I can, meet other photographers, and I can, help close a little bit of that visibility gap and get work on my portfolio. So it just really was like a win-win-win situation.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, having worked with, photographers in the past, I have such a wealth of knowledge at my disposal because like I have so many past clients who are just so open and ready to help me with like any question I have. So I posted on Facebook. I was like, is this anything like, would anyone be interested in this? And like, I got so many people being like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, where is this? And I was like, well, it doesn't exist yet. So hold on, give me a minute. So then I started looking for event planners and like I started chatting with other photographers and I was like, okay, I'm new to this space. So tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you have
Mhm.
seen, what like I am not in the position to be like an authority on this like topic. So let me know. So yeah, I've been working with an amazing event planner and chatting with a bunch of other photographers. And yeah, it's turned into a 2-day retreat in March. Day one is an elopement styled retreat or elopement styled shoot at South Mountain here in Phoenix. And oh, I'm so excited. So it'll be one gay couple, one lesbian couple, and I don't know how much I can say because like some of it we've advertised and some of it we haven't. So I'm like, I don't know what's like set in stone quite yet because I have an event
Right.
planner.
Exactly.
But we're gonna have like a black wedding dress and like very
Mm.
dramatic florals, and it's at this like stone building, so it's gonna be bright colors against like the stone and the desert colors, and oh, it's gonna be so
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then yeah, and then after that, we're going to it's called Champagne Lanes, and it's like this bowling alley meets drag show, like bright, colorful, like
Okay.
bar scene here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're shooting an engagement session there, and then having another photographer come in and do like education. Um, and then I have an Airbnb for 2 days, so I'm come in the first day, shoot, have somewhere to stay. And then the next day is actually the one that I'm most excited for. We're shooting at the Paseo, which is like a very big luxury venue here. It's in the desert, and we have the superstitious mountains in the background. And it's going to be amazing. And again, we have a gay couple, a lesbian couple. And we're going to have like separate reception areas. And I'm really hoping we can get some like extras there because I've noticed with the styled shoots that I've gone to, like you can tell they're styled shoots because there's no people.
It's just a
So
couple. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm hoping to get some people there too to kind of like really make it feel like authentic and real.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that sounds amazing. That sounds like very cool. I love like that area out there. I photographed a wedding in Scottsdale a few years
Mm,
ago, and it was just like the sunsets there. It's just like that gradient of like orange
yeah,
to blue is just
it's
so
stunning.
so stunning. And yeah, it sounds like it's going to be like that bowling alley place. That sounds so much
Yeah,
fun. Like I
yeah,
can just picture like a bunch of like neon lights and just fun stuff.
that's
Which I
exactly what
always
it
love
looks
doing
like.
that of just like having all the different colors cast and
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, and we're
no,
gonna have them in like super pretty white dresses, so like everything will like kind of bounce off of the dresses. It's gonna be like
yeah,
amazing. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
no, that'll be really cool. Kids, I'm going to tell you an incredible story. A story about how I met your mother. And I'll tell it in less than 9 years. Years ago, I used to spend all of my time editing photos and straightening and cropping and color grading. All of my friends thought I was antisocial, but really, I was just overworked. Then I met Imagine AI. Imagine AI looks at the steps that you take from your raw images to your final products, and then they replicate that so everything looks like your edits. And the best part is that they learn more and more and get better after every single photo shoot. Since I've been using Imagine AI, it has saved me over 200 hours of editing time, time that I could spend on other things like going to Super Bowl parties and meeting your mom. So, if you want some extra time in your life, go to allheartphoto.com/AI and get your first 1,500 images edited for free. That's allheartphoto.com/AI and get back your time. See how I didn't fixate on your Aunt Robin? This is how you tell a story. Now back to the show. And I love that, like, this is something that you were a consumer. You were looking for this and just like, where can I find like a queer focused photo shoot that's not just like, hey, we have, these, and we might have a gay couple here. We don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a surprise, which has been like, for me, anytime that I've done, I did like one queer focused styled shoot with Ty Wilson years ago, actually in Phoenix, which is
oh my gosh.
but like most of them are just like, I would show up and then I'd be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't advertise anything.
Yeah.
And like, that's something that a lot of people, like myself, I'm, straight white guy in Texas. There's not a lot, like, but a lot of my portfolio was just like other straight white couples.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to like start having a more inclusive portfolio without doing styled shoots.
Yeah.
Because also, like, you don't want to reach out to people because it kind of feels a little bit like tokenish of.
It does. That is what I've run into so much while like putting this together is like, I'm bi, so I am part of the queer community, but like and I'm with a man, so I'm bisexual and with a man. So people aren't always the kindest about that. So I have definitely come across people like accusing me of doing it, like, again, as it's like tokenism or like checking off a box, and that's really not what it is. Like, I care so deeply about, like, these people deserve to be seen. They should not just be shoved in a corner because they love someone that isn't who you think they should love. Like, I just don't understand that at all.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I completely agree. And there's like, I don't know, it's more of like how you put yourself out there. Like, other people are going to think certain things, but like how you're putting yourself out there, it feels authentic.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm really like, I'm trying to be, but like also at the same time, it's like, how do you try to be authentic, Yeah. So
I think that there is kind of like that thin line of like, are you doing this for like that, like checking off a box reason, like you said, of just like, well, I want this for my portfolio, which is also true for like a genuine reason too, of like, I want this for my portfolio. Like, I reached out to a few couples when I was like, I want to be an inclusive photographer, but I just don't have any other I don't have anything in my portfolio. And I reached out to a few people and I had to tell them like, hey, this is not me like being like, hey, I want this to like show off and all that. I just want one experience because it is a little bit different posing like two women together or two men, or which is not really that different. People, I know I've talked to a lot of people who are just like, I don't know. I have my first like lesbian couple photo shoot. I'm like,
just treat them like a couple.
Them like a couple. Exactly.
Like it's they're just a couple. Like it's not like they're a different species. So
right. Yeah. And I think a lot of that insecurity of posing a queer couple comes from how we pose straight couples too, is like, it's very gender specific of like, we're going to have like him twirl her around and her like hug onto his arms. Like, we can also switch that around. And we don't have to be like, so, I don't know, like stereotypical of like gender norms with all of our couples.
Yeah, that's something we've definitely been like focusing on as we're building like the education portion of this retreat. because we have two education seminars, and we're focusing on like how you are, like how you can be inclusive instead of just accepting, because there is such a big difference.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that kind of ties back into like the tokenism thing of being like, yeah, you can like say that you will shoot a queer wedding because, oh, it's money or it's exposure or for whatever other reason, but that's not being inclusive. Using gender neutral verbiage
Like
and like,
verbiage. Yeah.
yeah, partner one, partner two instead of bride and groom. And it's like, it's such small things that like really most people wouldn't even think about it. But to the people that like it applies to, it really does mean the world. And it can signify someone who is safe versus someone who is just maybe doing it to make a few extra dollars.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I don't know how many years ago now, but I switched up my contact form. Instead of saying like bride's name, groom's name,
Hmm.
it's now like your name, which gets put into my system as client because they're
Yep.
like my point person. They're the one
Hmm.
that's emailing me most of the time. And there's usually one in the couple that is that person who is
Yeah,
reaching out,
absolutely.
and their client, and then their partner is partner. And that's
Yep.
how it's
That's
listed.
exactly how I do
And
it too.
yeah, and it's like it's so easy. And like even on the contact form, it doesn't say client, it says like your name and the one that you love. And
Oh,
it
that's
can,
cute. I love that.
yeah, it's like, okay, this is, and it's not like I know some straight couples are just like weirded out about the word partner. I call my wife
I'm
my
gonna be
partner.
honest. If you're weirded out by the word partner, I probably don't want to work with you anyway. So,
That's what I was gonna say too. Yeah.
yeah,
But
no, I
like,
call my boyfriend partner all the time. So it's not.
yeah, because I feel like that is more of like true to our relationship too, because we are partners in
Yeah.
this. um and but yeah, like there's a lot more there's definitely that distinction between just being like queer friendly and actually inclusive. Like I always tell my couples, like i'm not just I'm not just friendly, I am like celebratory. Like I am
Yeah.
so
Like,
excited that you're here.
exactly. Yes. Yeah. I love that. That's like the perfect way to say that.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I love that like you're putting this together, and that this I hope to see more of you. I can't wait to see the photos from this too.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be
um
so sick of me. I am already
I don't
planning our
know,
next one.
I don't know if that's
Oh, I'm
possible.
so excited.
Are you, speaking of the next one, I know you're probably like haven't set a date or anything, but are you thinking later this year or like
Yes.
2027 probably?
We're thinking like September.
Okay.
Um, and we have a couple of location ideas. We're thinking maybe the PNW, maybe Alaska. Like
Mm,
I'm really hoping we can make Alaska work because I think it
yeah.
would be stunning. And I know that's a place that's on like so many people's bucket list. Like it's on my bucket list too. So,
Yeah, it's on mine too.
well, you can
Which
come join us. It would be
I
so
was gonna
fun.
say, I'll have to see about September. I might be able to get up there. But yeah, no, and I think it's like, isn't Alaska like gorgeous in September too? I know it's
That's what
like
I've been told.
a lot more cold than here,
Yeah.
but it's supposed to be really, really nice.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. I'm a big orca person. If you've known me for like literally any length of time, I will talk. We could do a whole episode about orcas sometime. Like, don't even,
nice.
I'll yap. Um, and so I'm like, if we could get a shoot with orcas, that would be like a dream come true. I could just die after that. Like, there's nothing
That would
else
be
I need.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just them in the background. That would be so cool.
The couple's
Uh,
just riding the orcas
yeah.
into the sunset.
Everyone's like, is this AI? This looks AI. This is crazy.
Wait a minute. No, I swear it's real.
Yeah, no, we were there. I have behind the scenes
Yeah.
footage. Yeah,
Here's the saddle. Here's we got them on there.
yeah, yeah. Okay, no, I love this. Can you like for those who like maybe can't attend this one, maybe can attend the one in September in
Yeah.
Alaska, um, but like they're in that boat of like I want to be inclusive, but I don't have anyone in my portfolio. Is there something that they can do, like, other than attending one of your workshop conferences, or style sheets, uh, what can they do? Like, what kind of next steps for setting themselves up to be more inclusive whenever people
Yeah.
are finding them?
So I think one way, like we already kind of talked about it, and it makes it so easy, is just being inclusive in your language. Like it's such,
Mm.
again, like it's such an easy switch. Um, and then from there, I really think reaching out, maybe it's in a photography Facebook group. I know I'm in like specifically like queer focused photographer Facebook groups, and reaching out to those people is amazing. Or even like there are so many, they're kind of hard to find. I've been looking, but there are so many queer like model couples, and reaching out to them is also because one, they typically are so understanding about like it is hard to get like your foot in the door when it comes to queer
Yeah,
couples because like if you don't already have them on your portfolio, queer couples aren't going to feel safe or comfortable coming to you because they're like, is this a safe person or is this someone who could hurt me? Because it really
exactly.
is like it's a safety thing, and you shouldn't have to be wondering about that on your wedding day, like the most exciting day of your life. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
and like a rejection thing too, because
yeah,
I just had a Zoom call with a couple who's getting married in a few months, and they were like, "We have talked to so many photographers and gotten rejected so many times
that
because like
breaks
we
my heart.
thought they were inclusive, but then they were just like, no, we don't. Sorry," which is
I'll fight
kind of
them.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Tell me who they are. I'll go.
I will DM
I
you the
will
list.
end them.
Yeah.
No.
Which I do have my blacklist of photographers and wedding vendors that I'm just like, I don't want to work with you. I know that you're not
Yeah.
inclusive. There are some venues that I will not do like an open house or anything there because they're just it's not cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love that idea of like reaching out to people and just like being honest about what you're wanting. That way
Yeah.
there is no like trying to read in between the lines of like, what is this? And you know, if they start feeling any weird way of like, well, I just feel like this is like a token like queer shoot, you can be honest and be like, I want to serve the queer community and like
Yeah.
have people feel uh, loved and accepted and welcome whenever they go to my website and scroll on social media, and I don't feel like it's there right now. This would
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah.
And just
Open
being honest.
communication really is
Yeah.
everything. And I mean, like, we see it from like our day to day life to our businesses. Like, open communication is everything. And people are not as scary as most of the time we think they are.
Hmm.
Most people really are so kind, and they are like a lot of queer couples, they see that visibility gap too, and they want to close it as well. And I'm not saying that's not everyone, but
Right.
like it is really, I feel like people overthink it sometimes, and they're just people. It's not as, you know, and everybody wants to see themselves in the work of the person that like they're hiring. So I would say like
Yeah.
after you do those shoots, make them make them prevalent. I'm not saying like every single post you do has to be like this specific shoot, but
Right.
maybe you have like a slideshow going across like the top of your website and they're one of them, or maybe in like your contact forms like you have photos in it and you just swap it out, like just making it where like they see themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to go hunting for it on your website.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I, a quick thing to what you said about like, people are nicer than you think they are. That is something that I have learned in the last couple of years that I
Mm,
tell so many people is like the fake conversations that we have in our head of, well, if I do this, then they're going to say this and this is going to be bad and they're going to think this of me. Like you're just making a worse version of them in
yes.
your head. And
Yeah.
if you actually just talk to them, at 99% of the time, they
Yeah.
are much nicer than the version that you had, that you just like your mind created for you. It's like, oh yeah, just talk, just have
Yeah.
open communication. Because the worst they could say if you reach out to a couple about doing it is like, yeah, no, we just
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable about that. And it's like, okay, cool. I will find someone else.
And even if they are like so mean and just like the worst person you've ever talked to, block them and don't think about it again. Like
Right. Yeah.
It's social media. It's not real anyway.
Right. Yeah. You're not going to see them. They're not like your roommate or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So. But yeah. Okay. No, this has been so great. And I will have links for for everyone to sign up for the workshop and all that in the show notes, as well as like where to find you online.
Yes.
Before we kind of talk about like where they can find you and all of that, there is part of the show that I like to do where we talk about what we're loving this week. And it can be literally anything: book, TV show, movie, a new food, whatever. What are you loving this week?
Okay, so I have been like a hardcore like Coca-Cola girly my entire life, and recently, like within the last like 2 weeks, I have switched to Dr. Pepper, and like I don't know
Welcome.
why, but yeah, I don't know, like it's crazy. I just went like from like being strictly Coke, like I never drank Dr. Pepper ever, and then I bought some to keep just like for my friends. And I was like, oh man, I'm all out. I guess I'll drink this. And I was like, well, never switching back now. So Dr. Pepper, that's what I've been loving recently.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. Did it have any, that girl that did the Dr. Pepper theme song on TikTok, did that have any, sway
No,
on you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
No.
It must just be the corner of TikTok that I'm in. But like
That's
every
so
third
funny.
video is someone else like drinking Dr. Pepper to this Dr. Pepper theme song that she made.
And wait, is it the one that was like, maybe it's not this one, but it was like do at the end. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Okay, I do know what you're talking about. I know that came, or at least I saw it after I started drinking Dr. Pepper, but so unrelated, but funny coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah. Algorithm was like, I smell Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to throw this to you. That's cool. Yeah. Well, welcome. I've been on Team Dr. Pepper for a long time. My wife, she's very much only Coke. If she has a sip of my Dr. Pepper, it is like,
this is wrong. Get it away.
Yeah, she's like, it is burning my throat. I can't do this. Which I think that Coke burns more than Dr. Pepper does. I don't know.
I
Dr.
feel like
Pepper's
it
just
does,
smooth
but yeah,
But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But okay, cool. I love that. I'm loving. Let's see. I'm loving a show. I think it's on Netflix called Archive 81.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like this interesting kind of sci-fi, somewhat time travel-y type show of like this guy who restores old like cassette video tapes, and he gets hired onto this project and then starts to have conversations with the girl in the tapes from like the 90s, who's just like
spooky,
doing like a vlog type thing. And then she is having conversations with him, not knowing that he's from like
the
2022.
Future. Yeah.
So yeah, interesting show.
I'm intrigued.
I liked it. Yeah. Project 81. It's pretty good.
Is it on Netflix, or what did you say it was?
I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure it's on Netflix.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. I'm intrigued.
Cool. Well, yeah. Well, Lillian, tell us where people can find you, where they can connect online and sign up for your workshop and all that.
Yeah, so you can buy tickets. It's lillianslens.com. So there's a lot of S's. So it's there's one at the end of my name, so it's LILLIANS, and then lens, LENSS. There's two S's at the end because somebody took the one S. So
okay,
we got two S's, but I liked the like Lillian's lens. So yeah, you can go there. At the top of my website, there's a little like navigator thing that says retreats. If you click on that, Desert Haze is the only one there right now, so it's super easy to find. And then on social media, it's Lillian's Lens with the same amount of S's, so you can find me pretty much everywhere with just that. So
okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll have links to that in the show notes for everyone. And yeah, Lillian, thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Wisdom in the Tangents podcast. As always, you can check out all the things in the show notes at podcast.allheartphoto.com. Like I mentioned earlier, the dates did change for the retreat, Lillian's retreat. So I've got all that linked in the show notes for you. Very simple. September 22nd through the 24th, Phoenix, Arizona. You can go, if you're listening to this the week that this comes out, there's still a wait list, but tickets, she said tickets go on sale to the wait list first on April 15th. So if you're listening before the 15th, get in that wait list so you can get in there before they go public. But yeah, links in the show notes. Again, you can go check out Lillian's Lens, double S on lens.com. And she's got everything linked on there under retreats. And I have it directly right here. If you just scroll down in the comment, what is it called? The show notes. Scroll down in those show notes. That's what they're there for. But yeah, thank you for listening again. If you are not part of the Patreon community, I would highly suggest it. We've got a lot of fun stuff in there. Image breakdowns. That's what I'm doing this Friday, actually. If you're listening to this before Friday, April 10th, I'm doing an image breakdown on Friday of some of my images and how I shot them, how I lit them, and how I edited them. So that'll be fun. But I also do pricing critiques and portfolio critiques and website critiques and a bunch of group coaching for the Patreon subscribers. So go check that out in the show notes as well. And I will see you over there. I will see you next week. And until then, keep creating and keep making the world a better place. Bye, y'all.